from the leading end of the snout to the last end of the spine. Next. So why measure total length and standard length, or what is the purpose to measure total length and standard length? Here we have three reasons. The first one is measuring total length and standard length are needed because they both are fish biological parameters. Second is growth. Often organism means change in length or weight or both with the increasing age. That means the age of organism can affect the length of that organism. And the last is total length and standard length help as a supportive data. They can help to identify stage of the parasite.
Okay, you done, right?
Yes. This is our reference. Thank you. Thank you for listening. May all this we have shared be beneficial for us. And sorry if there are any shortcomings in presenting this discussion, ma'am.
Thank you. Was good. Thank you. Looks good also. No, that was good. Everything is good. So does anybody else have maybe another comment why in parasitology? I mean, you were right. It's only the last point with identify the stages. That's not really has nothing to do really with the length, but the other things were right. But the main important thing you did not mention, but it's no problem. No, don't worry. So we can maybe discuss it. So can you maybe show again the measurement? What is the fish length about? So can you show that again? What is the standard length and the total length? Can you open that again, please? One back. No, with the picture, the drawing, you know, the fish. Yes. Okay. So here you see the standard length is until the end of the, let's say, the meat of the fish, and the total length is until the end of the fork. I mean, of the fin fork, you know? So can you imagine why is it better to take both lengths in parasitology? When you have in mind that fishermen go out and they use different fishing techniques, and there are a lot of different papers outside in the world, and can you imagine why is it necessary, or is it better to use both lengths? Have you any idea? No idea? Okay, good. So it's for comparison, because when you take only one of the length, then maybe the other's taking standard length and you take the total length, then you don't know. You cannot compare. But the most important is sometimes because of fishing technique, the fin will be broken. And when you have a broken fin, you cannot use the total length anymore. So you have to have the standard length, but when you never measure it before, then your data are also not comparable anymore. So it's best to take both lengths. So if you need it, and maybe from 30 fish, only one has a broken tip of the fin, and you did not measure the standard length, then you can not use the data. Okay? Good. Thank you. Nice presented. Okay. Good. Then we come to the next group, second question, please.
Okay. Let me share screen, Miss.
Okay, here are the results of our discussion from second group. Next. Here are the members of our group. Next. Okay. So here we are. the question is, why do we have to separate the organs? So why do organs to have be separated when we capitated the fish? Now, so it's common sense that we organize the organs separately after we open up the cavity of the fish to identify the organs. First thing first, that from the study at 2012 from Rico et al. That said each type of parasite have a different habitats in the host organs as the place to live. Now we know that most of parasites has a different only infect and reproduce in the specific organs. For example, in the previous video that we learned, trichodina only affects in mucus and gills of catfish and tilapia. After we know that, now we can it's easier to determine the presence or absence of parasitic infections in certain organs specifically. And lastly, it's easier for us to facilitate the identification and calculation of the number of parasites that infect the fish. It's from Herman et al. 2018. Here are the references that we took for. It's all from our discussion. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Looks good also. Good. Yes, it was all right. The only little thing is that with the trichodina, it's correct. It's only in mucus and in opercula and in gills, but not only from that fish. It can be in all fish, but the rest was right. Yes. Any other comments here? No? Yes, I have to say I also don't have any other comments because it was it were the right answers all. Yes. Because some parasites are very specific to the organs. So because of that, you have to know from which organ is it coming. So some trematodes, for example, only in the stomach and some only in the intestine, for example. So it will also help to count the parasites, as you said. And it will also help for the identification, and the rest was also right. Yes, good, thank you. Nice. Okay, then we come to the group 3 with the answer 3, please, and the question, of course, 3. Oh yeah, nice.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wali Mafaza, and I will represent my group to present the today's material about fish parasites. So this is our group member. Next. And then our group has a question that telling about why all organ is in NaCl or the natrium chloride. So based on the video, natrium chloride is being used to maintain the shape of the organ from getting shrink. Next. Because the psychological salt solution of the natrium chloride has the same osmotic pressure as the blood serum. So it can prevent the organ from shrinking because the solution can replace the loss of sodium and chloride from the blood. And also the sodium chloride or the psychological salt solution is an anti-parasite agent that widely used in fish farm to replace the hazardous chemical as an anti-parasitic agent in aquaculture. And next, this is our reference. Next. Thank you for your attention, and that's it.
Yes, thank you too. So yeah, that was a correct answer.